So yeah, guys, looks like I'm going in for open heart surgery tomorrow. I've probably scheduled this so that this comes up today, like, right now as I'm going through it. But yeah, people around me are asking me, Nikhil, are you worried? Are you afraid? How are you feeling? And I can honestly say to them that I'm not really in too much angst about this all. I mean, they're asking me how I'm managing to be so brave, so strong, how I'm taking this in stride. But honestly, this isn't me being brave or courageous or having some amazing willpower to not feel this way. I'm just breaking things down to their tiniest little pieces and focusing in what I actually can do to make my situation better, right? That's the same thing that I did during cancer. When I take a step back from all of this and just question all the doubts and fears I have, all the pathways that I could follow going forwards, it really doesn't make sense to focus on the fear, the panic, the pain, all that stuff that I can't control, that I'll be feeling in the future. Instead, I guess I should be focusing on other things, like walking, doing everything I can to improve my chances, and just being happy with my family and friends and enjoying that time when I can.
Look, yeah, guys, if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this, let it be this.
What I did was simple. I did it for my cancer, I'm doing it for this. It's a two-step process. I took a step back from everything, I looked at all the options that I had, and then I questioned them all until I found that second better way of looking at things. You'll always have a second way of looking at things, no matter how dire things seem. Chemo, yeah, that was gonna suck, but wasn't it also a medicine? Like the very thing that could get me out of this mess. I thought I was cursed for being diagnosed this young, when in truth, I mean, it's almost a blessing because I could get the hardest treatments possible and still come back kicking afterwards. You'll always have a second way of looking at things. And it's not crazy for me to do this. I'm just choosing the one that makes most sense, the one that leaves me happiest and healthiest. I mean, my doctors do seem baffled by it all. Some shake their heads in disbelief when I say I'm okay. Friends and family look at me in awe, but honestly, this is not brave or courageous of me at all. This process that I use, it's not your usual motivational BS. The only thing I'm doing is taking a step back, looking at all my options, and picking the way that gives me the highest chance of happiness and success. It's the only reasonable, logical pathway from there to do what I'm doing right now. It's exactly what I did with my cancer. I do it with everything, not just getting through tragedy after cancer, but also real life stuff, from making decisions about my research, my startup, and doing things like changing my mindset on how to lose weight rather than trying to do all these crazy diets, even in poker. All I do to make these things easy is I take a step back, question all my doubts and fears, break down all the options I have, and then pick the path that leads to me having the highest chance of happiness and success. That's something that anyone can do for anything in their lives. You'll always have a second way of looking at things, no matter how dire or how crazy things may seem. And all of this, it's based off science too. That's what really gets me going. I don't have to believe in some higher entity. Self-distancing leads to less fire of your emotional limbic centers and more in your logical frontal cortex. From there, reminding myself of why I'm doing things this way leads to new cortical maps forming that not only become a habit, but they become easy to do over time. The idea behind neuroplasticity is that neurons that fire together wire together. That's the science, that's the basic science behind all this. By telling myself this and walking myself through this process over and over again, I make it easier to do through neuroplasticity. And by taking that step back, I make it more easy for myself to be logical. Now, just as key to this whole process, though, was that I also allowed myself to be human. I didn't force myself to be some inspirational, motivational, strong person. When I felt shit, I let myself feel shit. It didn't mean that I'd break down. Instead, I'd be focusing on getting back up, on the things that I did have on my side when I faced those moments. And by giving myself this long-term goal, by allowing myself to be human and fall every now and then, I made it that much more likely that I'd get there. When you give yourself a long-term goal, you release more and more dopamine the closer you get to achieving it. Scientifically proven. That's why I know that when I'm gonna be in my worst situations in a few days, during that pain, I'm gonna feel pain, but at least I'll have something to cling on to. The fact that they wouldn't be doing this to me if they didn't think it could work. I've written this all up in a book, first draft of it at least. You can find that on nikhilautar.com/mybooks. We're using machine learning to also power research, and also the startup that I've been working on. We're also using machine learning to test the validity of wellness things, but also I've used that to pretty much put myself in this app. That's something you can sign up for at seearoundyou.com. Hopefully that'll make a difference, but in case I don't make it, hopefully that book or that app will help you guys learn from me so you don't have to go through what I did to learn all this hard way. This mentality and this way of looking at things, it became so automatic that even when I was told I'd relapsed and told that palliative care might be the best option, and even now, I've surprised myself in a way by finding something to focus on that would actually help rather than breaking down. But I'm choosing shooting this to let you guys know that I'm still human. I genuinely am not too horrified that all of this is happening, but that doesn't mean I don't get afraid. Or means tomorrow someone's gonna be sawing open my chest,
Breaking my ribs.
they're gonna divert my heart's blood flow from, my heart to this pump. They're gonna somehow get together a bunch of arteries, stitch them back onto my heart in a way that'll make sense without tearing something somehow, then plug it all back into my chest, close me up, and hope my bone weaves together. Who the fuck wouldn't be scared hearing that shit? What I do, though, to manage that fear is I focus on what I can do. But, I've done this so many times. I used to be scared of blood tests, right? But what I did to get through that is what I'm doing right now. That pain, it will come and it will suck, but it's gonna come in the future. It's also something that lasts for a short while, but then it's something you get over. So why worry about that now? What is that accomplishing? Nothing other than making the pain worse. Let's focus on something else. Thing is, you can't avoid the fact that you're gonna be getting all this shit happening tomorrow, but when I feel that angst that I can't control, I choose to divert it, all that energy that I'm feeling, into something that actually accomplishes something. My book and what I'm doing. There's a very real chance of death as well, and that's bloody frightening no matter how used to it.
That you get.
I'm someone who's been through not just pain, but also chronic pain. That thing is so much harder than pain that you know is going to end. You can deal with it. I have myself been able to start ignoring it, but death, I know, can be so much easier than pain. So I guess that's the way I'm dealing with that. Me, I also have a medical background. I know that though this seems crazy, doctors are really good at doing these things. They've become really good at that. The thing is, I'm a graft versus host disease patient. I'm on a bunch of immunosuppression. I don't heal fully. So I guess this surgery is pretty damn risky for me. And that's something that could happen. And I may just die on the table from all manner of stuff. Anyone could. Of course, I'm a bit scared of that, but yeah, this attitude, this mindset, it can get me through that. It can allow me to focus on things I can control. But the one thing I can't do, this one angst that I can't help, is how my family is going to be feeling as I go through this shit. I don't know how my mom, dad, and brother will feel while I'm in ICU, how they'll feel if something goes wrong. I can't fucking help but, right? I don't know what will happen if, what if I never see them again? It's shit that you can't fucking deal with, but yeah, I've scheduled this all to release as I go in. I'm scheduling a bunch of things as well that I hope will help a bunch of you guys out there in case I don't make it or things go wrong. From things like this and that book that could help some poor souls out there and make their lives easier. What I've been doing in my research, startup stuff, all that stuff I've got planned out and launching soon. I've also got some messages for you guys, mom and dad. Please don't worry, I'm gonna be okay. You guys are gonna see some crazy shit in the next few days. But remember, they're really good at doing this. They wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think I had a chance. That's the whole reason I'm going in this. In those dark days, that's what's going to keep me going. That idea, the reason they're doing all of this is to get me better. And I will get better in time, hopefully. In case I don't, I'll have this. I'll also link you guys this post about, dealing with loss and stuff in case that something does go wrong. Even if I do, I hope this goes on to make an impact to help all you guys who see this. But in the end, if you guys do listen to me about something, please guys, don't spend so much effort doing things and pleasing people that don't matter. Life's way too short. Peace out, and follow on to get updates on everything. Next few days, those messages I send out, don't panic about them, mom and dad, but I hope they make you guys feel better.